Hey everybody, welcome to the Fairy Vibrant Makeup channel. Today we're going to be doing another kind of like an in-depth try on and creating a look with another one of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palettes. I did do when I cut it down, it was about 48 minutes or so of a video based on my overall first impressions of the actual palette, and I tried on a quick look, so I thought I would break these up individually into individual videos. That way they get their own kind of tutorial, and that way you can kind of see if I had trouble in the first impressions video, that it would work out a little bit better. So today's palette's going to be Ring the Alarm, which was my second least favorite. So I had my first least favorite, which is going to be linked down below. It's the Armed and Gorgeous tutorial, and then I'm going to be doing Ring the Alarm next. Then next I will do Bling Boss, and then lastly Dark Magic. So I have to say that I was quite impressed with the using the Armed and Gorgeous a second time around. So I hope I get that same outcome with this palette, because it was a little patchy in my first impressions video, but I want to say that I want to give these a second go, because I mean, for the price, you can't beat it. It's Morphe has good quality, has really good colors, so these were unique eyeshadow palettes that I really got into. So let's go ahead and zoom you in, and I'm going to do a talk through tutorial, and then I'll let you know my overall thoughts on the look I came up with. Okay, so let's get to it. Real quickly, I want to say, if you guys want me to break up the Juvia's Place palettes like I did the Morphe Volt palettes, let me know in the comments down below, and I can definitely do an eyeshadow look for each of those too. Do note that I am moving, and I know you're going to hear this a lot in my videos, but I am moving. So I closed on my house yesterday when I'm filming this. So I'm getting my keys today, because we kind of closed at a later time just because of work and everything with my husband. But we get our keys today, so we'll be starting to move this weekend. I'm trying to get the Ring the Alarm palette and the Bling Boss palette filmed before I start moving. I might have to delay the last one a little bit, but I'm going to pre-film, because I'm not going to have internet until August 30th, just because that's when our internet people are going to come and hook it up to the house. So anyways, just wanted to put a quick disclaimer. Let's get into it now. Alright, as per usual, I'm going to be using my LA Colors concealer to prime my eyes, and then I'm going to go in with Rush and place that into the crease. And I did set my eyeshadow primer or concealer with a translucent powder. Then I went into Alert, and I put that over top Rush. Then I got Siren, and I put that on top. So the trick is, basically with these palettes, is you have to layer your crease shades really well. Then I went back with Rush and just kind of diffused the crease. I always blow out my crease a lot because I just like the way that looks. And then I went in with Framed, and this was the shade that I had the most problems with in my first impressions. And I'm just placing that in the outer and inner corner. And yes guys, I'm doing another halo eye. Then I'm gonna go in with, I believe it was Mugshot, and I'm going to buff that higher and blow out my crease just a little more, so that way I can blend in Framed a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to go in with On Camera, and I'm going to place that into the center of the lid. Then I'm going in with Mugshot again, and I'm actually going to buff this really aggressively to smoke out the lower lash line. I'm going to put down a base shade first. Then I'm going to go in with Secret and place that in the outer and inner portions of my lower lash line. Then I will go in with Rush and buff out the lower lash line, kind of smoke it out a little bit more. Then I will go in with Boom, and I'll place that underneath on the center of my lower lash line. It didn't pop as much as I liked, so I ended up taking Bomb Ass and putting that on top of Boom. Then I'm going to finish it off with Lolly and put that on my inner corner. And here is the completed look with using the Ring the Alarm palette from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. It came out really good. I actually really like the way it turned out second time around using it. This is the finished look. I kind of like it. It's almost like a deeper version of the Heat palette from Urban Decay. I have since gotten rid of that one because I have like a hair there. I haven't used it that much as I would like to, but I found a nice replacement that's a little bit deeper. I really love the way this came out. They're very beautiful colors. They blend really well. Like I said in the last video, I think the key is just layering your crease shades. I think that's what I went awry in my first video, is that I kind of just did it. I really wanted to, like, I think what was it? So the problem I had in my, while first impressioning this, is that a word, impressioning? Well, doing a first impressions on this palette, I had issues with frame being patchy, but I don't think I layered it right, and maybe my skin was just not acting right because I did it today. And look at that. Smooth. Absolutely smooth, blended really, really pretty. I love how it makes it look a little bit fall. Like, I'm feeling fall today, and I love it. So this is definitely going to be my go-to fall palette. Even so, I'll probably use it in spring. But I really like the fact that this performed well. I tried to use every single color in this palette. The only thing is when I put Boom on the lower lash line in the center, it didn't pop as much, so I layered Bomb Ass on top, and that seemed to make it pop a little bit more. But blending it with your transition shades, so using these key shades before you put the dark shades on, that's going to make a world of difference. And taking your time with it, because I feel like that was my biggest issue in the last videos. I was just kind of like too excited to try them all, so I just said, you know what, I'm going to do one eye at a time, and I'm just going to play with it. And I didn't like how patchy this one was, especially Armed and Gorgeous. I had a very big issue with that one, but if you saw my last video, and I'll link that down below along with my first impressions video, that one really did not perform the best at first. But then when you saw my look, taking time to do my look and taking time to really do a thought process on it and layer my crease shades, my look was actually very, very nice, and I got a couple compliments, so I was really happy with it. So this one I'm definitely excited about. I'm so happy I ended up keeping these, because usually when I'm like, oh heck no, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it, return. I don't like returning things to my own store, just because I'm like, ugh, that's just, yeah, it's used. I know what happens to it. It's going to go in damages and just be a waste. So I ended up just being like, okay, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to see what it's all about. And I'm going to really put some thought into my look. I know you guys always see these looks on me. I'm sorry. These just are my favorite looks. They really pop my brown eyes and they pop my eye shape. So that's why it works for me. But I will try and do a little bit different one, with Bling Boss. I really want to make like an exaggerated look with that. I really want those purples to just pop. So I will be filming that tomorrow because I'm trying to get as much as I can done while I have internet until the internet goes to my new house. And like I said, the internet guys won't come out till the end of August, and I'm filming this August 16th, so it's a little bit dicey right now, so I'm trying to get as much as I can done so I don't, and I'm actually posting them, editing and posting them in advance so that, you know, you guys don't miss a video, because I know I've been lacking and kind of slacking on some of my videos, and I apologize for that. I've had a lot on my plate. It's hard for me to get in a zone to film, just because if there's people here, I cannot film. I don't know, like if my husband's here, I'm like, don't laugh at me. He won't laugh at me, but I'm just like self-conscious about that. And my kids, they're really noisy, so I'm trying to do this while they're at school, now that they're at school, so it makes it a little bit easier to film. But I will have a new setup, I think, in my last video, which would be Dark Magic. So let me know if you want me to break down palettes like this for you, and if you want me to do an updated eyeshadow palette, because since then I've accumulated quite a bit. I think I have like 10 new palettes. That's sad. But yeah, let me know if you want me to do another palette collection. That way you can kind of see all my palettes and choose a palette for me to really go into in depth as far as like blendability, how I think of it, because those palettes will be way more used than what these are. This is my second time using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palettes, so that way I have a little bit more to say about those. I think I'll continue to use the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palettes because I really like that, and I'm seeing what other looks I can create with this. But this is very fall-esque. I like it a lot. I think this palette is a success, so it has redeemed himself from the last video, my first impressions, and that could be user error. It could be a lot of things. So like I said, don't judge a palette based on first time use, because sometimes you're not sure what to do with it. Usually if I pick a palette, I'm like, okay, I can do that, okay, I can do that, okay, I can do that. But this one I just grabbed and just went home, and I was just like, I gotta try it. So it was very unorganized in, as far as like that goes. So I think now that I have a better sense of what these palettes entail, I can kind of be like, okay, I can do this with that, and just kind of plan out my looks a little bit better. But yeah, I do like this palette. Definitely a redemption piece for me. Stay tuned for my next video. It's going to be on Bling Boss, and then I will do Dark Magic last, and hopefully I'll have a new background by then. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!